just making a bit quick video. I've just recently picked up a lot of new subscribers, which is good. So I'd like to say hello to all of them, but also I'd like to apologise a bit because this video I'm making now is probably not quite the kind of thing you all subscribe to see. You probably were more interested in just general stuff about atheism and religion and stuff like that. And there will be some more videos like that coming up. This one though, I'm just addressing this certain amount of anti-vegetarianism that I find in within atheism or various atheist communities, especially on YouTube and on the internet in general. Now, and recently I watched one of the Thinking Atheists podcasts, or listened to one of the Thinking Atheists podcasts on YouTube, and at one point this guy rings in and makes a number of typically snarky remarks about vegetarianism. He says that the vegetarian diet isn't respectable and that vegetarians are starving themselves. Now you think these comments aren't unusual. You hear this sort of snarkiness all the time from people, not from people who aren't just because they aren't vegetarian, but because they are anti-vegetarian, which is more than just being not vegetarian. But when the title of the show is called Science is Awesome, you'd think the host of the show, Seth, might actually say something when someone makes such a blatantly non-scientific statement as that vegetarians are starving themselves. Well, that just clearly isn't the case. We live in a world where we have vegetarian bodybuilders, we have vegetarian martial artists, plus we have plenty of ordinary vegetarian people who seem to be doing just fine. You know, a lot of them are living well into their 90s. So this sort of cheap, nasty kind of comment like that, I mean, apart from the fact it's quite rude, it really is a bit odd that we're seeing it on a show which is dedicated to how awesome science is. And to me, I'm a rationalist across the board. I'm not just an atheist. I try to view everything rationally. I think it's stupid to only say I'm only going to apply rationality to one thing, but not to anything else. And it just seems a bit of a worrying imbalance in a community where rationalism is supposedly very highly prized. It's sort of very highly thought of, that you're going to get people just ignoring that. Now, if someone wants to make an argument against vegetarian, then fine, that's up to them, but you don't get to skip over all the stages of explanation. You don't just get to make assertions and then say without backing them up. I mean, whenever you mention vegetarianism, you are opening a serious can of worms. I mean, this video isn't really, I'm not trying to argue for or against vegetarianism one way or the other with this video, but I'm sure, in the comments we'll have plenty of plenty of people tearing chunks out of each other over it. Just that, whenever you make a case, you've got to make it rationally, otherwise it's not really a case worthy of consideration. A lot of the time, though, I think if an attitude is popular, people get quite lazy in their representation of it. They don't feel they have to make a proper argument for it, because most people already tend to agree with them, which I think is a mistake. I mean, Matt Dillahunty did something very similar a while ago. A vegetarian guy called his show and talking about vegetarianism and asking what they thought of it. And Matt employed a very large number of the same logical fallacies he hates when theists employ them. He called the guy, he appealed to nature. He said, meat eating is natural or something, or it's to do with evolution, which is, a logical fallacy. It's not really particularly accurate either when you look at the human body, the human intestines. They're much better adapted to eating plant-based foods than eating meat. But the other thing is he started saying, the vegan people can only be vegan in the Western world because we live in this spoilt society of the Western world, which again is just completely wrong. If you look at somewhere like South India, most of that country is vegetarian, and they certainly aren't a spoilt country. The other thing is over there, vegetarian food is almost considered a little bit plebby. It's considered like the sort of food of the poor because it's very cheap to make, because it's mostly vegetables and rice. So this idea that you can only maintain these sorts of diets in some kind of spoilt Western world, is wrong. If anything, I'd say that, when you live in a world where your meat is killed for you, so you don't have to do the sort of dirty deeds, you don't have to get any blood on your hands, and it's all prepared and chopped for you, so you don't have to go through all those stages. If anything, that is much more a product of living in a spoilt Western society. So I think there's more than a hint of projection there. So anyway, I mean, I think I remember a while ago on Facebook, Coughlin put out, he just said, you know, we've had Islam, we've had feminism, those seem to be the things that atheists fall out about or disagree about, or the bigwigs kind of set upon. Currently feminism is currently the target of a lot of bigwig atheists at the moment. And he said, you know, what do you think the next thing will be? And I think a lot of us agreed probably vegetarianism. There's a nasty kind of anti-vegetarian undercurrent bubbling under a lot of this community, and I think, you know, sadly, I think that may be the next target, the next thing which gets set upon. So again, I should stress again, I'm not trying to make a case one way or the other with this video, just that whatever you argue, you've got to do so rationally, for it to be respected, for it to gain any kind of respect. Anyway, that's pretty much it really. Next video I'm uploading will probably be some festival footage, because festival season has come around again in my area of the world, so I'm documenting a lot of festivals and putting those up. I will have some other ones up on things like atheism, humanism and things like that when I get a chance. Anyway, thanks for watching, goodbye.